कैसी ये पहेली हाय, कभी ये हंसाए कभी ये रुलाए। और ठीक भी है ना, क्योंकि जिंदगी में यही सारे चैलेंजेस का सामना कर कर आगे बढ़कर हम सक्सेस हासिल करते हैं। पर इस सक्सेस की दौड़ में अक्सर हम अपनी हेल्थ को इग्नोर कर जाते हैं। तो क्या करें अपनी हेल्थ का ख्याल रखने के लिए? अपने आसपास अगर देखें तो एवरी थर्ड पर्सन इज एट द रिस्क ऑफ डेवलपिंग डायबिटीज। और डायबिटीज ही नहीं, कई सारी लाइफस्टाइल डिजीजेस, ओबेसिटी कहें, किडनी हेल्थ कहें, डायलिसिस कहें, हार्ट अटैक कहें, इन सभी केसेस में काफी सारे केसेस हमारी आंखों के सामने आए हैं। तो कैसे अपने आप को बचाएं, कैसे इन डिजीजेस को प्रिवेंट करें? हमें जरूरत है एक स्पेशलिस्ट की, एक सही डॉक्टर की जो हमें सही सुझाव दे सके। On that note, a very good morning everyone and welcome to the Cardio Kidney Metabolic Walk the Talk show. I'm your anchor Pooja and today we're going to be discussing about the subject in detail from a very renowned specialist and an endocrinologist from Mumbai who's going to be here with us. Please welcome Dr. Shehla Sheikh. Let's welcome Dr. Shehla. Hello doctor, how are you doing?
Pooja, I'm good, Pooja.
So good to see you, doctor.
Same here, Pooja. Thanks for inviting me over here. It's a real fantastic space to be in.
I know,
honestly.
a beautiful morning clearly to
lovely.
discuss
Yeah.
about this subject.
I agree with you.
So डॉक्टर, अगर हेल्थ की बात करें तो मैंने ऐसा देखा है और सुना भी है कि अगर हम सही तरह से रोज एक्सरसाइज करें, डाइट का ख्याल रखें तो हमारी हेल्थ में कोई इश्यूज नहीं होंगे। तो क्या ये बात सच है?
अगर आप सही तरीके से डाइट करते हो और सही तरीके से एक्सरसाइज करते हो, वक्त पे सोते हो, आप स्ट्रेस कम लेते हो, तो डेफिनेटली आपके हेल्थ इश्यूज डिले हो सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल।
मैं ये तो नहीं बोलूंगी पूजा कि हेल्थ इश्यूज आ ही नहीं सकते
जी।
तो दैट वुड बी अ वेरी वेरी ब्रॉड स्टेटमेंट, बट यस डेफिनेटली डिले हो सकते। अ गुड लाइफस्टाइल डेफिनेटली मेक्स अ डिफरेंस पूजा।
तो डॉक्टर, लाइफस्टाइल की बात करें तो आइए चलते चलते आज बात करते हैं, जानेंगे आपसे आपकी जर्नी के बारे में। कैसे मिली आपको प्रेरणा, क्या थी प्रेरणा डॉक्टर बनने की?
वेरी ऑनेस्ट पूजा, मेरे जो मम्मी डैडी थे वो बहुत ज्यादा मोटिवेटेड थे। हमारे जो दादाजी थे एक्चुअली उनका एक ड्रीम था कि हमारे घर के बच्चे डॉक्टर बने, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट विद यू। एंड देन आई somehow went into medicine and then we just continued the journey.
I'm glad that happened.
No, I'm also glad it happened, to be honest with you, because the journey has not been, I wouldn't say it is a very easy journey.
Yeah.
Medicine is not an easy journey. It is, but it's been a very, very satisfying, a very rewarding, and a very, very, I would say, definitely a journey with its ups and downs. It's never a smooth journey. There's always some amount of sacrifice involved from your family.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of adjustments involved. But at the end of the road, if I look back, I can definitely tell you that yes, this is exactly the road I would want to walk to if I had a chance again.
Great. So endocrinology में क्यों specialization किया?
Endocrinology, which is a fascinating subject. And the reason I'm saying fascinating subject, you know, because when you look at the basic concept of endocrinology, it is hormones. For example, my simple thyroid loop secreted from the thyroid gland and influences all your organs of the body, influences everything.
Okay.
So it is such a fascinating subject that a simple hormone can influence so much of the human body. I think that is why, you know, I was actually interested in taking up endocrinology.
I'm glad कि आप इतनी motivated हैं। तो मुझे कुछ आपकी जर्नी के बारे में बताएं कि अब तक आप इतने केसेस सॉल्व कर चुके हैं। So what has really been your journey like in terms of patient healthcare?
In terms of patient healthcare, to be honest, I cannot offhand give you numbers because the numbers would be really huge. It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
But I can definitely tell you that, you know, it is a daily evolving journey because as you know, in medicine, things change. Now, things change practically every day, every week. So in the field of medicine, what is most important is that you keep yourself updated. You keep on understanding what is new, what is changing. For example, even with the social media, with now, you know, with the Gen Z being so influenced by social media, unless you are really in connect with that, you wouldn't understand what to do. So I think you as a clinician also keep on evolving. So there's nothing like, you know, a static phase as far as medicine goes. And I think that's what makes it so fantastic.
Super. So we clearly have our doctors super motivated to ensure कि आप सभी को सारी solutions मिले और patient healthcare भी interesting हो जाए.
Yes, definitely.
So डॉक्टर, आज की हमारी शो की टैगलाइन है जब वी मेट फॉर गुड हेल्थ. तो आप क्योंकि इतनी फिट लग रही हैं, आप अपने आप को इतने बिजी रहते हुए भी किस तरह से फिट रखती हैं?
Puja, fitness is first of all, along with us, I mean, physical health,
जी.
a state of mind also.
बिल्कुल.
A very important state of mind.
बिल्कुल.
You every day positively decide, make a decision to keep
जी.
yourself fit. Not only, I would say, physically, also mentally.
Yeah.
And unless you tell that to yourself positively every day, you know, it could be at whatever time, it does not really help you as much as it should. I think what I do, Pooja, is, you know, I believe every step matters.
Yes.
It's the small things.
Yeah.
On days where I'm so busy that I'm simply not able to, for example, do some kind of
Yeah.
exercise, then I will, I mean, most probably get off whatever mode of transport I've taken 2 blocks away from the hospital.
Wow.
Or I would most probably walk up the stairs. I don't think I've taken an elevator in the hospital from a very long time. So I will walk up the stairs. Every third consultation I will stand and do. So I will try to keep moving in the consulting room a little subtly without really it being very evident. So there are so many small ways in which you can incorporate it. Having said that, I think where we miss the point, to be honest, Pooja, is resistance exercise.
Okay.
You know, हमारे पेशेंट्स को लगता अरे मैं वॉक तो कर रही हूँ, अभी आप पीछे पड़ गए, कभी रेजिस्टेंस एक्सरसाइज चालू करो. लेकिन अब हमारे हमारे लोगों में there's something called sarcopenia,
जी.
where the muscle mass जो होता है, वैसे भी हम इंडियंस में मसल मास कम होता है. तो जब मसल मास कम होता है और स्ट्रेंथ कम हो जाती
जी.
है, तो इट लीड्स टू अ लॉट ऑफ हेल्थ रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स बिकॉज मसल इज कनेक्टेड टू अ लॉट ऑफ इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस एंड ऑल दैट. So I think it's very important. One very important message I want to give everybody: it's great that you're walking. I mean, you know, we are so happy that you're
Yeah.
walking. You've improved activity-wise, but please, थोड़ा
स्ट्रेंथ करना है. बिल्कुल. सो सही तरीके से एक्सरसाइज को करते रहे. डॉक्टर ने जैसे कहा, लिटिल मूवमेंट इज आल्सो गोना मेक अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस. सो डॉक्टर, डायबिटीज की बात करते हैं. यू हैव स्पेंट 2 decades लिटरली ट्रीटिंग आवर पेशेंट्स आउट हियर. सो क्या लग रहा है दूसरे जो एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स है लाइक डाइट, लाइफस्टाइल, यू नो, इवन कल्चरल बिलीव्स, क्या इनका भी कुछ इम्पैक्ट होता है हमारी हेल्थ पर?
बहुत ज्यादा.
Yeah.
Oh, बहुत ज्यादा. Personally, I believe lifestyle does make a difference, a very big difference, not a difference, a very big difference. Finally, it's your nutrition which decides everything about
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
body, right? It's your exercise which is going to decide your, for example, आपका weight कितना है.
Yeah.
And it is very important because अगर आप lifestyle simple चीजें देखें, most important है मुझे, I want to tell everybody, incorporate right from childhood. Because if you are incorporating activity in child, next time your child is sitting with the mobile, encourage your child, restrict screen time. Say कि नहीं भाई, आप आधा घंटा ही देख सकते हो या 1 घंटा ही देख सकते हो. अगर आप वो कर पाते हो ना पूजा, that is going to translate into healthier adult. 30% of childhood obesity translates into adult obesity, and a lot of genesis is of obesity, for example, is during childhood, and that's where lifestyle. Generally, patients हम जब change करते, and we don't make drastic changes again in the diet. हम बोलेंगे आप थोड़ा करिए. Like, you know, for example, अगर हमारे patient पराठा खा रहे, big size पराठा, हम बोलेंगे आप आधा कर दीजिए. आप उसको सिर्फ हाफ करिए. उसमें कोशिश करिए कि if possible आप बटर जरा भी मत डालिए. Use a little bit of ghee if you want. At least till we reach your targets. I mean, I cannot tell a person who's used to eating rice all the time क्या suddenly आप बीच में आ जाओ. And I don't think all the fancy foods are really required.
Yeah.
Simple Indian ghar ka khana has done us good. Always good. I mean, the concept has been good. It has stood, you know, it has stayed with us for years.
Yeah.
And it is basically good for your gut health.
Yeah.
See, suddenly हमने decide कर लिया कि नहीं अभी ये sounds fancy, अभी हम ये खाएंगे, तो हमारा gut तो बेचारा परेशान है, ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ. So I think it's, you know, a combination of all these things which matter.
Yeah.
Lifestyle makes along with, you know, your typical diet, I think stress is making a very big difference.
Yeah.
Stress has, I mean, this entire so-called rat race जिसमें हम सब अटके हुए हैं.
जी.
Like सुबह के 6 बजे भी उठेंगे अगर हम आप सोचे आज सुबह tell me honestly, आज सुबह उठ के आपने क्या किए थे? Tell me honestly.
भागा दौड़ी तैयार
उसके
होके
पहले मोबाइल देखे होंगे.
Oh yes, I wake up and look at my phone first.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely right.
So, yes, so and last thing रात में क्या करते हैं?
Again, phone देख के ही साइड में रखते हैं.
Yes, so that is the issue. Now वो blue light जो आपने देखे होंगे सोए तक, that blue light doesn't allow your melatonin to kick in. So your sleep latency increases.
Yes.
So you're going to sleep later.
बिल्कुल.
You're going to then be groggy all day. So it's like, you know, we need to somewhere balance out everything. Of course, mobiles are very important. You need to stay connected. I understand. But जो हमारा वो instrument obsession हो गया है ना, I think that needs to.
I think हर चीज में नियंत्रण होना बहुत जरूरी है, जैसा आपने कहा. So डॉक्टर, हाल ही में मैं अपना annual health checkup करके आई, and I was been denoted at the borderline of being pre-diabetic, and I was shocked because I had no warnings, no symptoms, nothing. So I'm just wondering, मेरे viewers को भी पता होना चाहिए किस तरह के symptoms है to really understand if they could be diabetic, and you know what's the role of diet really in managing this entire diabetes as such.
पूजा 50% of patients are asymptomatic.
Okay.
एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज आपके व्यूअर्स के लिए है कि हो सकता है कि आपको कुछ सिम्टम नहीं हो, जैसे आपको कोई सिम्टम नहीं है. तो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड कि आपने हेल्थ चेकअप किए, बिकॉज इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप एटलीस्ट एनुअली एक बार चेक करें कि आपकी बॉडी के अंदर जो हम जब ध्यान नहीं रखते हैं तो क्या होता है, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. Having said that, Pooja, as far as symptoms are concerned, for example, अगर आपको यूरिन ज्यादा हो रही है, प्यास ज्यादा लग रही है, भूख ज्यादा लग रही है, for example, if you are having a wound जो heal नहीं हो रहा है, अक्सर लेडीज को यूरिनरी ट्रैक्ट इन्फेक्शंस होते हैं, अगर फंगल इन्फेक्शंस रिपीटेड होने लग गए हैं, अगर कभी-कभी पेशेंट्स को समटाइम्स पेशेंट्स को कुछ सिम्टम्स नहीं होते, लेकिन रूटीन चेकअप में जैसे फॉर सम सर्जरी कर रहे तो मालूम पड़ता है डायबिटीज है. तो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी कीप ऑल दिस इन माइंड. वेट लॉस, अनएक्सप्लेन्ड वेट लॉस, इफ इट इज हैपनिंग, दैट कैन बी अ सिम्टम ऑफ डायबिटीज आल्सो. वी हैव टू बी, समटाइम्स हमारी बॉडी बोलती है, पूछो हम सुनते नहीं है. You know, it is always something you need to be more tuned with your body. Listen to your body at the end of the day, because it is, you've not patient. अक्सर बोलेंगे हाँ मैडम 3 महीने से हो रहा था हमको, लेकिन हम सोचे हाँ कल चला जाएगा, परसों चला जाएगा. We had more important things to do. I think health is the most important.
Absolutely, doctor. So एक फैक्टर जो आपने बताया कि मन अगर शांत हो तो आधी बीमारियां वहीं खत्म हो जाती है, तो मेंटल वेलनेस का क्या इम्पैक्ट है डायबिटीज पे?
मेंटल हेल्थ एंड डायबिटीज आर वेरी क्लोजली इंटरलिंक्ड. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी समझो आप किसी पेशेंट को पता चलता है कि अरे आपको डायबिटीज हो गया, द फर्स्ट रिएक्शन इज ओह माय गॉड, अब क्या? यू नो, so much of anxiety, so much of white noise, I would say, from the background. अरे आपको ये नहीं करना, अरे आपको डायबिटीज हो गया, oh my god. And that creates more stress, more depression. Suddenly there's confusion. मैं ये खाऊं कि ये नहीं खाऊं, मैं ये करूं कि ये नहीं करूं, ये ठीक है कि वो ठीक नहीं है. And all this sometimes can be overwhelming. You're suddenly like shocked. You just don't know how to handle it. And this leads to something जिसको हम diabetes distress भी बोलते हैं.
Okay.
Diabetes distress is a condition where, you know, sometimes the diagnosis of diabetes, sometimes the management of diabetes, management also sometimes can be very, very difficult for people. For example, अगर आपकी sugars high है and you have to need insulin, then it's difficult to, oh my god, insulin. तो जबकि insulin is a hormone, it is something which is just a replacement.
Correct.
It's just an injectable form of the replacement. All these things can influence. Other end of the spectrum is, Pooja, suppose you are, you know, really dealing with certain mental health issues, then you find it difficult to cope up with managing diabetes. That again becomes very difficult. Diabetes जब होती है ना, Pooja, it's not a single person. It's an entire family which is involved. And that is the reason why we need to, when you are educating a person who's living with diabetes, you need to educate an entire family, and then with the help of, you know, shows like this, maybe educate an entire society. I mean, that is the main aim.
Which is why we are here clearly to educate our masses कि क्या करना चाहिए अगर ऐसा कुछ diagnose हो जाता है. So doctor, कई बारी I think low economic group में and lower income areas में देखा जाए that, you know, we need to overcome the barriers of how to really, you know, diagnose diabetes and then fight with it. So what's exactly that, you know, a message that you want to give it to them?
I think income should not be a deterrent to how you manage diabetes. 2-3 reasons why.
जी.
Fortunately, now in our country, with increased awareness, diagnostic tests, the cost of diagnostic tests has come down very, very reasonably. So a simple glucose test, a simple sugar will not cost you more than 100 rupees at this point of time. I agree, 100 rupees also matters. I mean, I am not denying that at all. But even then, if I look at the bigger picture, the cost has reasonably come down as far as testing is concerned. And for diagnosis, you don't need more than 2 or 3 tests of, laboratory tests that you need. Now, as far as management is concerned, a healthy lifestyle, Pooja, can be followed across the board. Like, you don't necessarily have to have the vada pav. For example, it is not that if the vada pav, I agree, you can indulge in the vada pav once in a while, for example. I mean, as a Mumbaiker, I will not tell you don't have it at all. But having said that, what I mean to tell you is that fried food, junk food, all this can be, if you can reduce, the use of oil can be reduced. And you can opt for healthier options, like you can opt for jawar, you can opt for bajra, you can opt for your green leafy vegetables content you can increase in your diet. You can have, for example, you can have easily available food stuff like chana is very easily available in our country. Our grams are very easily available at a very, very reasonable rate. So diet can be intelligently managed irrespective of the income, to be very honest. Exercise, I do not believe that you need to only go to a fancy place of gym to do exercise. You can do it anyway. For example, here.
Park,
oh my God, So you can do it anywhere. And most importantly, as far as medicines are also now concerned, we have very good quality medicine available at very, very affordable prices. I think where availability of medical help is concerned, AI has made life much more simpler. Now it's like, you can consult a person anywhere in the world without really being affected by distance, by time. So sometimes the cost of people which was involved in coming to a particular place, which is actually more than the actual cost of the therapy or the, hospital care, that cost can be taken care of because the person is not traveling any longer. So there are so many small ways in which things can be easily managed. It's just that you have to change your mindset. The problem doesn't go away, honestly, Pooja. It's only your mindset which changes. It's only your attitude which changes.
Bilkul. And I will touch on the topic of AI very, very soon. But I also wanted to touch on the topic that, Doctor, our country currently is going through a pandemic, literally an epidemic of, high blood pressure and diabetes. So what can we really do? And is this really going to affect cardiovascular diseases and lead to it, and cardiovascular diseases also?
Completely, Pooja. Completely. Because when you look at, we now have a syndrome which is called the CKM syndrome, which is the cardiovascular, kidney and metabolic syndrome. Now when you look at CKM health, the CKM syndrome, for example, prevention is before your patient actually even becomes obese. So obesity, that that chubbiness which you think is very healthy can actually be very, very unhealthy. And that obesity is what further leads to people having metabolic problems, be it diabetes, be it blood pressure, be it cholesterol, be it your uric acid, be it all these different problems which further then lead to diabetes, hypertension, and then subsequently it affects the kidney, it affects the heart, it affects the eyes, it affects your nerves. I think practically, if you ask me, diabetes affects every part of the human body. So you don't want that. You definitely don't want that for any person you are taking care of. Not only you're taking care of, for anybody. And the best way, Pooja, is prevention. And that's the reason we keep on saying, prevent it from happening. Don't wait for it to happen to treat it.
Absolutely. So, Doctor, I think you touched on a very important topic, which is obesity. And again, obesity is on the rise in India, especially central obesity. So what can we really do to prevent it? I know we spoke about diet, lifestyle, but anything else that you want to touch on obesity?
As far as central obesity is concerned, Pooja, again, it is, as Asians, we are classically the thin fat Indian. We say we are if you look at the your BMI, you may look, oh my God, we are absolutely fine. And if you actually look at the fat percentage in your body, it's like, oh my God, am I really that fat?
Yeah.
So we need to understand that our obesity is mainly centrally located.
Yeah.
We have that typical obesity, which we call as the, the apple obesity, where it is all on the trunk.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, also connected to our genes.
Yeah.
Also connected to the fact that, as race, as Asians, you have an increased tendency for central obesity. But the issue with central obesity is it translates into increased insulin resistance, which is actually the, the sort of the soil for all further disorders.
Yeah.
And that's why it is very important that you prevent central obesity.
Okay.
Central obesity, another very big issue with it is, Pooja, that your fat cells have a limited capacity to store fat.
Okay.
Now, when you have extra fat in the body, this fat, which is cannot, of course, that cell cannot store more than this, goes and gets deposited in your liver.
Yeah.
If you must have now started hearing about fatty liver, MSLD, that goes in the liver, it goes and gets deposited in your pancreas, it goes and gets deposited around your heart, and that entire situation leads to all these different metabolic problems that we have. And that's the reason why it's very important that we, deal with central obesity. We understand that though you apparently may think that you are healthy, but actually you are not healthy. And the waist circumference, measuring waist circumference, it's supposed to be 80 centimeters and less in women and 90 centimeters and less in men. So, anything which is crossing those numbers is again a marker that you are having central obesity. Now, when we look at obesity, we are talking in terms of the waist height ratio. So, if your waist height ratio also is more than what is acceptable for Indians or Southeast Asian, you should definitely be looking at having central obesity.
So we were talking about women health especially. So is it like women with diabetes can have, a poor heart health or something like that?
Women by nature tend to, still not take care of themselves. It's almost like they are last on the priority list. Like, okay, after everything is done then. But fortunately, I think a lot of that is also changing.
Yeah.
A lot of it is changing. And I'm so happy and glad to see that change.
Yeah.
It's no longer, you don't longer feel guilty about taking care of yourself, about having that little me time.
Yeah.
Because, and especially with women trying to multitask on most of the days, it can sometimes be very overwhelming to again take care of your health.
Yeah.
Women till menopause are protected, Pooja. We have, hormones which really protect us as till menopause from, heart disease. But menopause is almost like a leveler as far as heart disease goes. So the moment after perimenopause and post-menopause, that's a time period when heart disease sort of comes in and starts setting in, and you need to then again, be more careful about your health. And that's the reason when women are hitting menopause. I think menopause, Pooja, is still a very underdiagnosed and undertreated problem in our country, because we still have this great hesitation about hormones. We do not really, undergo annual checkups once we hit menopause. I think that is one point of time area when, women should be encouraged to, take care of the health, start being more active, because menopause is also associated with weight gain.
Yeah.
And this weight gain then is again going to translate into other problems. So unless you are very careful at that point of time, you cannot, and then reducing weight, as we know, is
another challenge.
And you keep on going, sort of yo-yoing over there, which is something which again I think needs a lot of attention. Maybe some other day we'll talk about menopause.
Another show talking all about women health. So Dr. Obesity की तो हमने बात कर ली, women health की बात कर ली, but what about the increasing cases of heart and kidney diseases, and also diabetes impact on heart and kidney diseases?
Diabetes is a very, very strong risk factor for both kidney as well as heart.
Okay.
Kidney and heart are very closely interrelated to each other, and that's why we say it in the same breath practically. We say cardio CK, CKM, because it is very, very closely connected to each other. Diabetes, hypertension, your cholesterol problems, these three go hand in hand as far as these two endpoints are concerned, and they can be equally affected, both the kidney as well as the heart. For example, in patients with diabetes, there's almost double the risk of having a cardiac issue, and in women it can be still higher as far as the risk of having a cardiac issue is concerned. And cardiac issue, mind you, Pooja, does not only mean a heart attack.
Yeah.
Cardiac issue also means cardiac failure. It can mean the pumping capacity of the heart is reduced. There is something called as preserved ejection fraction cardiac failure, reduced ejection fraction cardiac failure. So it is not very, very simplistic.
Okay.
And when you talk about diabetes, also when diabetes affects the kidneys, again the incidence is significantly increased. And more than being significantly increased, the good part is that it is also preventable.
Okay.
For example, if you use the right medicines at the right time and also follow a diet, you can potentially reduce all these complications.
Okay.
So it is but you cannot do anything unless you evaluate, unless you monitor and you see which direction you're going in.
Okay.
So risk is there, but the risk can be mitigated in the right way.
Absolutely. So, doctor, if I talk about diet, is it that the diet has to be same for somebody dealing with diabetes and heart issues, or is it going to be different? And any specific food that should be avoided for somebody who has DKD, for that matter?
The only thing which we need to be careful as far as diet goes, is calories.
Mm-hmm.
In people with very progressive kidney disease, for example, in people with advanced kidney disease, you would have to be a little careful about the protein content of the diet,
Okay.
especially the kind of protein, whether it is first-class protein, what is the source of the protein, whether it is non-vegetarian or vegetarian source of protein.
Yeah.
You need to be careful about the salt content of your food. And you also need to be careful about the potassium content of the food, because all these can be influenced by kidney disease.
Yeah.
So when you are looking at a diet, our normal Indian diet, vegetarian diet, is not very high in protein. On the contrary, Indians are deficient as far as protein goes.
Yeah.
Though it is now changing with more and more education and more awareness, people are increasingly realizing that they need to increase the protein in their food,
Yeah.
and they're making a positive attempt to it.
Absolutely.
So I think, but otherwise, if you look at a routine diet, it can be deficient. So it's very important that if you are looking after a person who's living with DKD, get a proper dietary evaluation done as to what kind of protein the patient is consuming.
Okay.
Because you cannot afford to be, when we say reduce protein, sometimes our patients may have only, for example, one small vati or portion
Yeah.
of that, which actually can be detrimental for their health also.
Yeah.
So it's like having a fine balance between everything, which though theoretically may sound difficult, but practically it is not. It is something you can definitely do quite easily once you set your sort of brain to it.
Okay. So, no specific food to be avoided as such.
No, when I say specific, definitely high calorie foods to be avoided, no specific food.
No specific food item will count the calories.
You need to definitely avoid all high calorie foods.
Okay.
You definitely need to avoid free sugar in all forms. There's nothing like you need to avoid. For example,
Yeah.
a lot of people consume jaggery thinking it's okay to consume jaggery.
Yeah.
You need to avoid honey. There's always this constant argument that honey is more healthier.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to avoid all high calorie foods. If you're having diabetic kidney disease, then you definitely need to avoid high potassium foods. And you definitely, again, as I said, need to be careful about your protein. And when I talk about high calorie foods, it's also all fried foods which need to be avoided, because a lot of oil consumption again can lead to, can exacerbate the entire problem.
Absolutely. So my personal question, doctor, when we talk about sugar, you mentioned about jaggery, you mentioned about sugar, you mentioned about honey, but what form of sugar should they really consume? Because I know it's like all out there, we're going for stevia, there's monk fruit, and I don't know what not coming up. So what is it that really our people can follow as this dish?
To be very honest, I believe that reduce your consumption of even artificial sweeteners as much as possible.
Yeah.
Even if it is stevia, even if it is monk sugar, reduce the consumption as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would suggest is, see, as people living with diabetes, once in a while, if you want to eat something in moderation,
Yeah.
I really wouldn't object to it.
Yeah.
I tell my patients, please eat something in moderation and then walk for 15 minutes. So it's sort of, to some extent balances it out. There's one simple trick, Pooja, actually, even if you change the way you eat your food. For example, if you have your veggies first, that is the first thing you have. Then if you have your bowl of salad, then you have your protein. And if you last opt for your carbs, that itself can reduce that postprandial surge which occurs. If you are worried about postprandial surges, the only thing which you need to do is walk for 10 to 15 minutes post meals. That also makes a very big difference. So these are small things which you can incorporate. And I would still say that, as much as possible, I wouldn't say don't have sugar at all. I mean, you can have it. I mean, you're going for a party, your best friend's birthday, you have it in moderation.
Yeah.
So moderation is the key word.
Yeah.
I mean, let's, as long as you're not going on both sides of the fence, we're okay with it.
Absolutely. Portion matters. Have a sweet-filled life, but have sugar in moderation. Thank you for that. So, doctor, what are the parameters that people need to watch out for, especially with the increasing cardio, kidney, metabolic disorders?
There are 3-4 parameters which are very important, Pooja. The first parameter, of course, is your sugars. Along with that, it's very important that you monitor kidney health. For kidney health, now we are not only looking at serum creatinine, we are calculating the EGFR. And along with calculation of EGFR, we are also very, very importantly looking at the albumin creat ratio.
Okay.
Because you need both these parameters when you're evaluating kidney function.
Okay. So, doctor, what are the other parameters that our viewers should know, especially with the rising cardio, kidney, metabolic disorders?
I think it's very important, Pooja, that there are certain parameters which are monitored. For example, your fasting and postprandial sugar, of course. But now we are encouraging our patients to monitor themselves much more often than that also. So even home monitoring or even monitoring with a CGMS, the sensor does help as far as monitoring is concerned. Along with that, it's very important that you do the 3 months average, the HbA1c, because that tells you also as to how your patient's sugars are behaving over the last 3 months. Along with that, kidney health, it's important that you check the serum creatinine.
Okay.
It's not only important that you check the serum creatinine, we evaluate the EGFR from the serum creatinine, and along with that, at least you should do the patient's albumin creat ratio. Both go hand in hand in diagnosing DKD.
Okay.
To evaluate your cholesterol, it's very important that we understand that as an ethnicity, we deal with an increased incidence of dense cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. We have low incidence of HDL and a higher incidence of triglycerides. And this kind of combination also you need to evaluate, you need to treat it so that you can actually reduce the incidence of ASCVD, which is really helped with the use of medications.
Right.
We're looking at the increased incidence of MAFLD now. Also, it is advisable that you do an SGOT-PT if possible. And also we evaluate what is known as a FIB-4 score. Last but not the least, I want to also add something over here that often, especially in women, since we were also talking about women, it's important that you look at their bone health. We often do not underestimate the importance of osteoporosis, especially when we are dealing with CK.
Right.
I mean, I can actually go in the longest, but I can't afford to stop without talking about the eyes. You should evaluate your eyes for any effect of diabetes, retinopathy. Check your feet for any effect of neuropathy, because suddenly your patient has an injury and says, I never realized I had no sensation.
Yeah.
So foot care becomes also very important. Eye care also becomes very important, along with, of course, your heart and kidney.
Absolutely. So, any top tests that you want to summarize for our people, if in case they need to do a lab test, which are the ones that they
CBC, blood sugar fasting PP, HbA1c, EGFR, urine albumin creat ratio, lipid profile. If it's a female patient and there's a high risk of thyroid disorder, then definitely thyroid.
Viewers, please.
And last but not the least, I would say at least you should get a basic cardiac evaluation. It could be a ECG 2D echo or ECG stress test, depending on the clinical situation.
Great. I think this is valuable information clearly for our viewers. So, Doctor, we were talking about AI, the initial talk that we were having. So, what are the advances been made in AI, and how is it really going to change the face of dealing with diabetes and CKD and other diseases?
AI is definitely helping us in many ways. See, AI cannot replace the human touch, Pooja.
Absolutely.
So I think this entire conversations about AI replacing the human touch, I don't think honestly that is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you where AI helps us. For example, AI helps us in educating patients. AI helps us. We all have time constraints. We have time constraints. Our patients also have time constraints. You've come from the morning, you need to go to office, you need to finish your consultation maybe in 10 minutes and run to office, for example. Now, in those time constraints, you want the patients to listen to information when they are in the receptive mood. How AI helps you when you have the right apps where the AI gives you information about diet, and the AI gives you information about exercise, your AI reminds you about the medicines to be taken, the AI also reminds you about the appointments and the lab tests which have to be taken. All this helps you get to goal. You can target to goal. Your AI helps convey, for example, now the glucometers and the sensors are connected to the doctor's chambers. So you have information about how your patient sugars are doing. In stress situations like pregnant ladies, elderly patients, AI helps families stay connected. It's much, we now have increasingly nuclear families. We have a huge section of the geriatric population staying alone. So it helps us stay connected with them as to how they are doing. It helps us motivate patients better that no, this is what you need to do and this is what you need to continue doing in place. So I think AI does help in a very big way in helping your patients reach targets and stay on target.
Absolutely. So AI is here to help us and not replace anything, and we need our doctor's expertise for everything, clearly. So thank you very much, doctor. So throughout this talk show, doctor, we spoke about everything related to health, like from obesity, women health, kidney health, heart health. But this is the time when I want to hear any of your final messages for my viewers so that they can really climb up this ladder, not for success, but for good health. That's what we call We Met for Good Health at this talk show. So any messages from you, doctor?
I love the concept of the ladder, to be honest, Pooja. And I mean, if I interpret it, I like the concept of one step at a time. You know, because obviously to reach the top, you need to have all the steps in place. Otherwise, it is just not possible to reach the top. So if you ask me stepwise what I would say management of diabetes and obesity starts in utero. So when I say in utero, it is our woman who need to be a pregnant lady who needs to be taken care of, because an obese lady does give birth to an obese child. So it starts almost from there. So a good woman's health translates into an entire generation having good health. Having started from there, if you ask me, I would say it's important that we prevent obesity in children. We prevent obesity and the associated disorders in our adolescents. And as adults, we at all points of time remain aware that yes, there are going to be days when things are not going to go exactly the way you want them to go. But having kept that in mind, as long as we can be mindful about what we eat, moderation would be the key word as far as nutrition goes. As long as we try to accumulate as much as activity as we possibly can, we sleep at least the required hours, I would say at least 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. Again, it's very important that you have good quality sleep. Stress, for a lot of individuals tell me they would not be able to completely take it away. I think yoga, meditation, you know, and reaching out, being with family, friends. We've underestimated the importance of family and friends, but I think they are two great support systems. And of course, reaching out to your healthcare provider, reaching out, asking for help doesn't mean that, you know, you don't know the way. Asking for help means that, yes, we need to maybe improve the situation. We again have this mindset that, oh, medicines are bad. Medicines are meant to help you. I think a very important message I want to give is, okay, doctors and patients on the same side of the table, not on we just incidentally sitting on opposite sides. But the main aim is for both of us, if you look at it this way, to climb the ladder together up there, and so that you can actually have the kind of health and the quality of life you want. So finally, good health is going to translate into good quality of living. And you not quantity, yes, but quality is equally important, so that you can then prevent all the complications we spoke of today, and so that you can live the kind of fulfilling life you really want to live.
Indeed. So thank you very much, doctor. I think super valuable insights shared through this talk show. I am learning a lot, and I'm sure all you viewers have gained a lot of insights about maintaining your daily health to ensure metabolic kidney diseases are really been tackled well. And I'm sure this message and this entire talk show is going to be super insightful. So thank you very much, doctor, for your valuable insights and your time, you know, to really spare in this morning with us. And it was super, super impactful. So thank you very much.
Most welcome.
You know, being here with us at this
Most welcome, Pooja. It was an absolute pleasure.
Likewise, doctor.
Thank you.
Truly, truly an honor.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, viewers, for joining in and staying tuned into this channel where we shared a lot of information about the cardio kidney metabolic diseases. And clearly, CKM Talk Show is an initiative in collaboration with the Indian Medical Fraternity where we share you easy and practical ways of how you can deal with a lot of lifestyle diseases. For more such information, do tune in to our Facebook page, which is the Cardio Kidney Metabolic Talk Show page. We're also available on YouTube and Instagram, so stay tuned in. And for more such health insights, we'll be back again with another specialist talking about cardio, kidney, metabolic, and more. Till then, take care, stay fit and healthy. Thank you very much for tuning in and have a great day ahead. Thank you.